You get the opportunity to see what this car looks like on the inside.
Howdy folks, you on the Brinkofspeed 252 show. Scroll over to the right, click that subscribe button, and join us. Howdy folks, here is a National Sprint Car Hall of Fame Museum giveaway. Not just any old giveaway, we have a 2025 Corvette ZR1 with the ZTK Performance Package plus $30,000. This is a giveaway you want to buy tickets for. With you being a Brinkofspeed 252 subscriber and a member of this channel, along with viewer, you get double the entries on your ticket purchases. You need to act fast because I want you to be the winner of this 2025 Corvette ZR1 that's very desired. Again, you get 20% bonus entries on your ticket purchases. Get your tickets while this ZR1 is hot off the press. The way to get your tickets is by clicking the link down in my description or click the link down in my pinned comment section below. Once you click the link, you will go to the top and click Donate Now to enter. Once you click Donate Now to enter, you will see at the top on the left hand side CGarner20. Yes, CGarner20. That's your code. That code will get you 20% bonus entries on your ticket purchases. And then you have the option to purchase $25, $50, $100, $200, $350, $500, $1,000, and $2,000. Once you decide on how many tickets you would like to buy, then you would type in your information, click continue, and you just purchased your tickets to buy this awesome 2025 Corvette ZR1 plus $30,000. And here's a little secret. The last winner of the same exact giveaway that won a Z06 bought $500 worth of tickets 4 times and won the Z06.
Man, Corvettes in Carlisle is one of the biggest Corvette events out here. Look at all these people, look at all these cars, look at all these vendors. It is absolutely amazing to get an opportunity to be here, to see all these wonderful, beautiful people, and just get an opportunity to meet a lot of you guys and have a conversation with you. So, guys, we are at the Chevrolet tent, and this is Brinkofspeed 252, and we're going to talk about the car that you see in the thumbnail, the Corvette ZR1. So, I want to go into a real deep video about this vehicle, talking about some of the aspects, talking about some of the wonderful things that the ZR1 has to offer. Some things that are definitely different between the ZR1 and the C8 Z06. The intro, 1,064 horsepower. That's one of the big deals, right? 828 foot-pounds of torque. That's a big deal. A lot more horsepower than the Z06, a lot more torque than the Z06. Another intro, almost identical body to the Z06, as I mentioned before in previous videos. Same front fascia, different front scoop, different wing, right? It has carbon fiber wheels, which is, you can get carbon fiber wheels on the Z06 as well. If we go on, we're talking about the side skirts are the same. The wishbone is the same, but a little bit bigger. As you can see, you can get a little bit of air intake that goes on the side over there. But one of the things we can talk about is this car now has twin turbos. So we have turbo boost inside of the Corvette ZR1. That is one of those things where it's truly new to Chevrolet. Now granted, they played with it before on previous generation models that they didn't bring to us. Obviously the C7 Corvette Z06 has a supercharger on it, so that's completely different than what Chevrolet is used to doing. But a lot of things have been going back and forth between whether you rather have a naturally aspirated engine or the twin turbos. Either way, both cars are great. So when we talk about the turbo boost, it's going to be something different for a lot of customers because of the fact that we're not used to it. At least I'm not used to it. I'm not used to getting a car from the factory that has twin turbos on it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are not used to getting twin turbos from the factory that has a warranty. That's absolutely insane. Now we're talking about 1,000 horsepower that will be able to compete with Bugattis, Lamborghinis, and Ferraris. And although Corvette has always competed with those cars, now they get to compete even more. And where can you get a 1,000 horsepower car with the price of what this may come in at? Right now, the price is not available. People are speculating it's going to be 190, 160, 200, 250. And let me go ahead and say this. Chevrolet cannot price this car out of their Corvette territory, because when you start reaching 200, 250, at that point, most guys are going to say, you know what, I'm going to buy a Lamborghini, I'm going to buy a Bugatti or whatever the case may be, because it's still a Corvette at the end of the day, a beautiful Corvette, but it's still a Corvette. So the next thing we're going to talk about is possibly the stopping distance. So let's take a look at these rotors. These rotors are absolutely massive. Now, I own a Z06. I have these steel rotors, I don't have the Z07 package, but these rotors are absolutely humongous. Somebody came to me the other day and said, have you seen the rotors on these bad boys? Yes. This is the thickness of this rotor. That's huge. This is how thick those rotors are. So the stopping distance for this car has to be incredible, because you need something that's going to put that 1,064 horsepower to a stop. And can you imagine what these will cost if they don't last long? On a Z06, if I'm not mistaken, I heard these same exact rotors can cost anywhere between $13,000 to $15,000. That's really expensive if you're a guy that loves to track your car and you beat your car, that's what the car is meant to be, beat up and driven. But these rotors on this car has to be absolutely phenomenally expensive. Now let's talk about the carbon fiber wheels. The carbon fiber wheels, we don't have a price on these yet. They're probably going to be almost the same amount as the ones for the Z06. But I do like this design. I do like this pattern. I do like the fact that Chevrolet has gone with a new style when it came to the ZR1. And one of the things that is the same as the Z06 is the tire size, 275, 30, 20. So they didn't do anything different when it came down to that, which is very surprising, because the ZR1 usually get beefy tires and get bolder as the car gets bigger. But Chevrolet decided to stick with the same exact tire size as the other car, which is the Z06. Now, when we go into the back, the big part about this car is the twin turbo engine. As you guys can see here, this is the engine. You can see the twin turbos as well on the other side. And I'll walk around it in a few minutes, but you can see a lot of people is hovering around this vehicle because they want to see exactly how Chevrolet was able to put the twin turbos on this bad boy, along with using and getting 828 foot-pounds of torque. But while we're sitting in here, just for a sneak peek of seeing Taj's face in the car, they're paying homage to the guy who actually been around long enough to turn this car into a mid-engine platform. And they're super excited about that, so I'm super excited that he was able to be a part of this, because really great guy, very humble, down to earth, will have a conversation with anybody at any time. Another thing that's super exciting about this car is that you can get a lot of carbon fiber. As you can see right now, this is another carbon fiber piece. This allows air to go in, and you can see how they broke it down right here, where you can see where the air is actually flowing and where it's going. And I like the fact that Chevrolet gives us an opportunity to break this car down, to give you, the audience, an opportunity to see it who are not able to be here, what this look like inside, right? Although right now it looks like a bunch of plastic, but this plastic is meant for something, right? It allows airflow to go into the motor or into the brake system. And if you take a look here, this allows air to flow in the inside as well, because you're gonna need as much air as you possibly can with 1,064 horsepower and 820 foot-pounds of torque. If you look there, you can actually see the radiator here as well, and it's extremely huge. It reminds me of an Aventador, and it's one of those things where you need as much air as possible to get inside the vehicle. As you can see, they have the Accelerate yellow stitching on this bad boy. No seat belt to clash with the competition yellow. And then you got the carbon fiber on the steering wheel as well, with the Accelerate yellow and the stitching. And you got the infotainment system, which is pretty standard in every freaking car that they have. And you know, we also are hearing that in 2026, they're going to have a new interior. Some people are saying that the wall or button is going to go away. Some people saying the wall will still be there, but they just won't have the buttons on it. So that'll be something we will possibly see in 2026. Right now, it's unknown whether this car will literally be a 2025 or a 2026. But at the end of the day, when this car is unveiled, in the sense of when people are able to pick it up from the dealership, we will know whether it's a 25 or a 26. When you come to the front, again, you have identical pieces to the Z06, and you can clearly see that the front radiator is a lot larger than it. And you can see that it has a scoop here, and you can see all the airflow that will actually go through and come out of this bad boy to give the motor in the back enough air to keep itself from overheating. Now, that's not saying that Chevrolet at some point will have issues with this motor, because they have issues with the Stingrays, they had issues with the Z06 motors, and it's going to happen. So when people say, oh, how strong do you think this motor will be? At some point, one of these motors is going to have an issue, but that's the whole point of having a warranty. As you can see, here is a radiator right here as well. it's a pretty decent sized radiator. A lot of people have gone to put their inlets in the front of these to keep you from beating up the radiators. I haven't did that with my car because I just got out and just started driving it immediately. But I definitely think it's safe to say that most people who put those in the front of their radiators have not had many issues with their car. So I definitely think Chevrolet should have just naturally put those in the front of the radiators on their own to keep it from getting damaged. But that's just, you know, one of the things that I think can be easily done by General Motors, just something they haven't done. But if they do it, they're gonna probably charge you extremely a lot of money. As you can see in the back of here, you can see the plugs that are used to keep your infotainment system, your dashboard going. You can see the plugs both there and there, which is something obviously you won't see naturally if your car is built from the factory and at your house in the garage. But you get an opportunity to see it here and see exactly how it looks from this angle versus when everything is done. As you can see right here, the tires, again, is a really important big deal when it comes down to this car. These slicks, when heated, will definitely be able to keep this car from going further than it needs to. I'm pretty sure the stopping distance is going to be absolutely amazing. These slicks are absolutely huge. Same exact tires, like I said before, that you can get on the Z06. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, I don't have these tires on my car, but a lot of people got their tires with their cars when they bought the Z07 package. I only have the Z07 Aero, so I don't have these tires at all. But these bad boys are absolutely huge and they're absolutely amazing. And why not? And this is another set of wheels you can actually get for the ZR1. So it's interesting that on this side you have these set of wheels. On the other side you have the carbon fiber wheels. I like both. I will say though, if you get these wheels, it's gonna be a pain in the butt to keep clean. Imagine going through all this, going through all that, going through all this, going through all that. And it's gonna be a pain in the butt to keep this wheel clean, especially if it's a black wheel. Even if you get it ceramic coated, it's gonna take a lot of time to clean the wheels. I mean, half the time, most guys, it takes them over an hour and a half just to clean the wheels alone, other than cleaning the whole car completely. But again, these wheels are the same exact sizes on the Z06. You can see the frame without having a seat right here in the middle. You get an opportunity to see what exactly it looks like, how much space you and the passenger have between each other. And I'm curious to know in the future if they really will have the Zora come out. A lot of people have been talking about that car, speculating about that car. Tad said in one of his videos that this Corvette ZR1 will be the most expensive Corvette they ever built. But I wonder, will it be the most expensive Corvette they ever built underneath his reign as being the chief engineer? And they will continue building other Corvettes in the future that will maybe cost more than this if it is the Zora version and possibly a Grand Sport version. If you can see here a little bit more of the engine, and a lot of people will want to see their engine. You can see the twin turbo. See how massive those pipes are? Those are absolutely freaking huge. Again, it blows my mind that you can get twin turbos from the factory with a freaking warranty. Now the question is, how many dealerships have techs that'll be able to work on these bad boys? Now a lot of those dealerships that has techs are guys who worked on cars all their lives, dealt with twin turbos all their lives, so maybe they might be able to figure it out. But it's safe to say that some people will buy ZR1s and they will have engine issues, let's just be honest. And it's safe to say that some people who buy ZR1s won't have any issues at all. I will say that I'm blessed with the Corvettes that I've owned. I haven't had too many issues that came along with my cars. As you guys can see here, you are able to get the engine appearance package as well with the ZR1s. You can see the carbon fiber there. There's none here, but you can see it there. I'm not 100% sure on what packages you can get with the ZR1 yet that will allow you to get this versus that, because a lot of people are worried about the constraints of the car and things of that nature. But you can clearly see that this motor is absolutely huge. I mean, it's absolutely humongous, and it's pretty cool to see twin turbos on a freaking factory car. I mean, think about it, guys. You get 1,064 horsepower, and you can see how the twin turbos are literally going inside of this air filter here. It's absolutely insane. And as you can see, the dual clutch transmission, that's something we're used to seeing on most Corvettes. Now, I'm curious to know how big of a transmission this is compared to the one on the Stingray and the E-Ray and vice versa. But this is absolutely phenomenal. You can see the mag ride right here as well. Obviously, it's not hooked up because this is not a vehicle that is being used, obviously, but it's pretty decent to see the twin turbos right there. And Chevrolet said they gave us the unthinkable. I mean, this is the unthinkable, right? 1,064 horsepower with a factory warranty. You also get the opportunity to see the split window right? You get to see the carbon fiber here, carbon fiber there. You can see the glass that's coming down on that end. There's no glass here, obviously, but it gives you opportunity to see a little bit of the split window, which is paying homage to cars that they did previously in the past that had a split window. Supposedly, Zara did not like the split window. That's the reason why they went away from it. So it's interesting bringing it back and putting Taz's name on the top of it, which is pretty cool. You know, I appreciate the respects to Taz for sure for being a part of this vehicle. As you guys can see, the big tires right here as well. Again, the same size as currently on the Z06. These are Pilot Cup 2s. And, you know, again, I don't have these tires on my car because I didn't get the Z07 package. But, you know, the Z07 package is only meant for people who really want to have it, who can also afford it. These are 345, 25, 21s. These bad boys will not last long. Trust me, if you buy a Z06 and you get the Z07 package with these tires, they won't last long, and they're definitely going to last long on the Z01. So can you imagine what it will be like trying to get these tires on a Z01 or a Z06? It's going to be super expensive. Now, if you track your car a lot, I would say let it be a car that you absolutely track when you want to track it, and then you're able to buy 2 sets of tires. It will be expensive, but it'll be worth it because in the long run, these tires, you're going to eat through these bad boys regularly if you're driving it daily. So let's go on to the big wing. Now, obviously, I feel like the Z06 has a humongous wing on it, but this wing is absolutely humongous. You can see inside how hollow it is in there. This is all carbon fiber as well, and you can see how massive this is. You can literally have a dinner. You can put a meal here, a mirror there, mirror there. It's super big. I mean, it's extremely huge. And you can see underneath here, it's carbon fiber all the way around. This Z01 has the black tips. This is what it looked like without the tips. I didn't get black tips on mine because, you know, I didn't want to deal with cleaning it. I got a little bit of polished chrome tips, which I really like. It's easier to keep clean, and it definitely stands out from the black fascia. If you want everything to blend in, you go with black tips. You want something to stand out, you go with silver tips. This is what it looked like from the back end here. You get the opportunity to see what this car looks like on the inside, and it's absolutely crazy. I guarantee you a lot of people are going to come out with an air filter, an air intake that's going to be extremely awesome for this car. It's going to make it sound a little bit better than it is from the factory. I will say, for everybody that's wondering if the Z01 will sound better than the Z06, the answer to that question is no. I had dinner the other night with the engineers, myself, and I said, hey guys, I don't have any cameras rolling, and this is a simple question to ask. I have a Z06. Which car will sound better, the Z06 or the Z01? And they both said the Z06 because they wanted to make sure the Z06 sounded the way they sound, and they knew that putting the twin turbos on this car will make it sound a little bit less louder than the Z06. Now, they did say the Z01 sounds a little deeper, and I totally get that, but they said the Z06 is what they was going for with the sound for their car, knowing they won't get the sound with this car. They tried to take some sound from the ZR1C7 and put it inside this car to kind of make it sound somewhat similar. So it's definitely deeper than the Z06, but the Z06, they say, sounds better in their personal opinion. So guys, here is the full in-depth video of the cutout car, the ZR1. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely going to be expensive, but it's going to be a great car to own if you're able to get one. I know a lot of people have been asking me, Clarence, are you getting a ZR1? If I had to be honest with you guys, 1,000%, I don't think I can afford it. I think the ZR1 is going to be really expensive, and it's going to cost a house. Literally, it's going to cost a house, and with me going to school and all that good stuff, I just can't see myself getting one right now. I'm actually selling my Grand Sport, which you guys know I had it for so many years. It's important for me to keep that car, but at this moment in time, I cannot. So I'm selling my C7 Grand Sport to pay for tuition. It is going up for sale in the next 2 weeks, and you know, it is what it is. You got to make sacrifices. You got to do the things you need to do in order to be in a better place in life, and that's what I'm going to do. So my Grand Sport is now officially up for sale, and hopefully goes to a good home, and somebody loves the wrap and the wheels and treat it well. But I do love this C8 ZR1. Great opportunity to see the front scoop in person as well, as long with seeing the big wing as well, as long with seeing the awesome tires and the carbon fiber wheels, on top of seeing the wishbone on the side, the carbon fiber pieces, and what this car has to offer on top of the twin turbos. Guys, what's your thoughts on what the price will be for the Corvette ZR1? Do you think it's going to be $150,000, $180,000, $190,000, well above $200,000? Leave your comments down below. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Give this video a thumbs up. Enter in the drawing to buy yourself a Corvette ZR1 as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Seagoing the Speed 252.